On the one hand, the idea of comparing a humble Nissan with the mid-engine slice of German exotica that is the Audi R8 V10 Plus seems at the very least a touch unfair. But then nothing about the Nissan GT-R NISMO requires any kind of an excuse. The NISMO is expensive, yes, but then it has some very trick bits up its sleeve, most of which are there to make it as fast as possible around a track. In simple terms, the Audi is lighter, has a fraction more power, costs a little bit less, but has nowhere near as much torque as the NISMO. To log our lap times, we enlisted the services of our old friend, Mr. Tiff Needell.
This V10 Plus was introduced just over a year ago, and for an extra £14,000, you get an extra 70 horsepower, plus £7,700 ceramic brakes coming as standard. So it's really something of a bargain. You get a little bit of a carbon rear wing, and you get a carbon bulkhead behind me and transmission tunnels. So it's a little bit lighter and definitely quite a lot faster. But whatever power it's always got that lovely, normally aspirated V10 singing away behind my ears. The flappy pedals, the twin clutch 7-speed working away. Lovely rev counter in front of me, red line at 8,500 revs, speedo in the middle. The steering's actually quite light but very positive. It almost turns in too sharply if you go in a bit aggressively. I put all the settings in a dynamic mode, so that's sort of fast engine mapping, stiffer suspension, quicker gear changes. The ESP, of course, is in the off mode, so I've got to be a bit careful flicking in 602 horsepower because it's frisky. It weighs about 1,555 kilos or something, and just as I said, about 40 kilos, I think, lighter than the standard model. It's got a great ride quality. This little Rockingham National Circuit's got little bumps and dips, curbs. 114 miles an hour. Flap the paddle, down the gears, catch a little bit of oversteer on the way in, catch the power on the way out. Give it a bit of a flick and you can have more oversteer than you want. It actually feels like it wants to suddenly break away before you can get it back on the straight and narrow. The seat's not holding me as good as I'd like, as I'm sliding out of it. Come here, boy, understeer. If you go in a bit neater and understeers, if you get a bit aggressive on the turn in, you can oversteer a bit more than you want. Come on. Feed it in, feed it out, feed it in. Traction. Oh, I just love this V10, 8,500 revs. Oh, surely that Nissan's gonna have a bit of trouble beating this. Straight away, we're in for a hell of a ride. Classic GT-R feel to it, like a teenager pumped up on steroids. It's fidgeting around, it's active all the way. But before we get any further, about the shock to my heart about trying to drive it fast, it's the shock of the price. You only get about £5 change from £150,000. It's 12.5 grand more than the R10 Plus, and it's a whacking £68,000 more than the standard GT-R. So what do you get for that? Another 200 horsepower? No. Just another 30 horsepower. You do get a stiffer body shell, and you do get some fancy carbon fibre splitters, a carbon fibre boot, a carbon fibre rear wing, a really nice carbon fibre racing seat. But even all that only saves you 27 kilos, so it seems an awful lot of money for some very racy suspension, which I have to say is impressing me. but it still weighs 200 kilos more than the Audi. So with 10 less horsepower, surely it's going to struggle to beat the Audi. But then again, whoa, it's gripping the road. Certainly more impressive than the Audi in that respect. Oh, but it hops and skips. It's a real racy feel to it. Might not have as much power, but it's got 20% more torque than that Audi. And that's been boosted through these turbos developed on their GT3 race cars. But I feel like I'm hanging on to this. My heart's pounding. I've got the settings, I've got the diffs in R mode, which puts more power to the rear wheels, so it gets the back stepping out. I've also got the suspension in the R mode, stiffer even than doubly stiff. And of course I've got the traction control off. But I tell you what, it's gripping and going. Surely this actually is, despite its weight, going to be quicker than the Audi. I can't believe it's not going to be. Look at that, go, grip and go. Come on, come on. Well, one thing I didn't mention the Audi was it's got a soft brake pedal despite its ceramics, whereas this has got a lovely feel to the brakes. Stand on them and the pedal doesn't go soft like it does on the Audi. Oh. I'm going to have to be heartbeat checked after this. Oh God, hop, skip, go, skip, hop, go, turn, hop. Feed in the power, bit of understeer, bit of understeer. It has both. There's them all in one go. This is going to be a classic race. This car feels quicker, and I know it's 200 kilos heavier. That's got to hold it back. There's only one way to find out, and that's to get the stopwatch out.
Busier Tiff is at the wheel of the Nissan. You can see that he's having to muscle it a lot more than in the Audi, but the results very nearly pay off, because although it's more of a wrestling match, the GT-R is still very quick. The actual apex speeds are almost identical through most of the corners, with the GT-R carrying a touch more speed through the slower stuff, and the R8 stopping slightly better and carrying a couple of miles an hour more through the uphill right-handers. But through the two long left-handers towards the end of the lap, the GT-R has the edge on pure grip and therefore speed, and that's thanks largely to its tyres. And by the time they get through the hairpin and cross the line, the Nismo is beaten. Shock horror by 1/10 of a second. So there you go. With our old mate Tiff at the wheel, the Nismo is a right old handful, as you can see. But the Audi is quicker by a fraction, just. So cheers Tiff, thanks Audi, and well done to the lunatics at Nismo, who continue to produce some of the maddest, but also the fastest cars that money can buy.